Chris.
Hi.
Hiya. Ryan Giggs has just been talking about his experience of playing in places like this. You're also taking on the World Cup runners-up, hostile environment, boiling hot out there. A new experience for you? What are you expecting it to be like?
Yeah, it is a new experience for me. Obviously, I haven't been playing all that long, so I think this is the first time I've come to like a European country with Wales. And yeah, we're expecting it to be tough climate, quite intimidating fans, as you'd expect coming to a European place. But yeah, I think we've just got to make sure we're as prepared as possible and that we stay hydrated before the game and yeah, hopefully go into the game feeling as good as possible.
They've obviously got a world-class player in Luka Modric. That's going to be tough in itself. What lessons can you learn perhaps from the Denmark game? You played in that one, didn't you? Away when perhaps Wales struggled to contain Christian Eriksen.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a similar sort of thing. Obviously, they've got very good players like Modric who we need to be aware of, but at the same time we know we've got good players on our team. But yeah, we'll definitely be aware of him. We'll look to sort of keep him as quiet as possible. And yeah, hopefully we sort of come out on top.
For you though, having got the move to the Premier League mid-season, what difference has that made in terms of your confidence and your ability to play against players like that? Because it's happening on a more regular basis for you now, obviously.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, every week you seem to be marking a world-class player, and that's what you want as a young lad. You want to play at that level every week and mark them sort of players. And when you come away on international duty, it's no different. You're marking Eriksen and yeah, players like Modric and the other strikers that they might have. So that's definitely the type of players that I want to play against every week. And yeah, hopefully with obviously me joining Bournemouth in January and playing against them sort of players, I'm a bit more well equipped for it now. And yeah, hopefully.
What's the toughest challenge you've had so far? Who's the toughest player you've come up against?
I'd say in terms of the game, I'd say Arsenal. We lost 5-1 that game, and I think we played Arsenal when they was on their A game, and we were slightly off it that day, and that was tough. I mean, the movement of Aubameyang, Lacazette, Mkhitaryan, Özil. I mean, they're 4 world-class players there, and when they're all on it on the day, it's really hard to sort of contest with. But yeah, there's been a few, but I've been pleased with my progress so far. So.
Pretty good rehearsal then, I guess, playing against those kind of players. And you talk about talent in the Wales team, and you know David Brooks very well. What's it been like to play with him at Bournemouth, to see him in front of you down the pitch, performing as he has been? Yeah, I mean, he's sort of taken everyone by surprise, including himself. I've spoken to him a few times, and he definitely weren't expecting to settle in as quickly as he has done. I think that's credit to him. He plays with no fear. He's brave, wants to get on the ball, and he's got tons of ability, and he's showing that week in, week out in the Premier League. So. And destined right for the very top, do you feel, Brooks?
I think, yeah, definitely he is. Like I said, he's very young still. He's got tons of ability, and he's a really good lad. And I think the combination of the 3 of them things will sort of put him in good stead going forward.
And as a squad, I mean, Croatia to start and then Hungary on Tuesday. What are you looking for from these 2 games, do you think?
I think we've got to be realistic in terms of they're 2 very good teams, and you look at Croatia and you think they're the team to beat in the group, but then Hungary got a result over on them. So I think we need to approach both games with the same mindset, which is to win. It has to be. We obviously got a good start against Slovakia, got 3 points on the board. So I think the pressure's on these sort of teams to get a result now. So yeah, hopefully get as many points as possible.
And just finally, a word on Dan James. How is he? Have you had to put your arm around him? He's obviously lost his dad. It's been a tough couple of weeks for him.
Yeah, we have done. As a group of players, we need to stay strong for him. Obviously, it's horrible what he's gone through at such a young age, and I think the only thing we can do is, like you said, put our arm around him and make sure he's okay. But since he's come back, he's really positive and he seems focused, which is really good to hear.
All best, Chris.
Cheers.
Chris, you played with James Lawrence in the last match. It was a kind of bit of a surprise, I think, for some people. But how did you feel that kind of partnership went, and have you been working on it again in training this week? Yeah, I think it's gone really well. Obviously, in that game, we've only played once together, and obviously got a clean sheet. So, yeah, we was both really pleased with our own performances and with a back 4 performance. And yeah, hopefully we can sort of take that going forward and maybe build a really good partnership over the next couple of years. He looks like he's learned the national anthem to an absolute T. He was belting it.
Yeah, I had the same problem when I first came into the setup. Didn't quite master it early on, but yeah, I think we've been practicing in our rooms. But yeah, he's a very passionate lad, and he started really well into the Wales setup.
Yeah, and settled in well, I guess, as well.
Yeah, he has done. Again, really nice lad. I've got a really good relationship with him off the pitch as well, and yeah, we're really close. So that definitely helps when you sort of play together and train together on a day-to-day basis.
When you guys, as a young bunch of Wales players, are seeing what you'd like to see Salford and Brooks have got moved to the Premier League and Dan James potentially going to United, does that kind of filter around the rest of the group? Are they kind of looking at you guys and what you're achieving?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, when I first came into the setup, I was looking at your Ramseys, your Bales, and you want to aspire to get to that level. And I think it should be the same for everyone in the team. When you see players being linked with these sort of clubs, that's the level you want to get to, and it should be a real positive message for everyone in the group.
And on Dan James, you've trained with him, you've played alongside him. What sort of player are Manchester United potentially getting?
Yeah, they're getting a very quick player. I'm sure everyone's seen that. I mean, I remember his goal against Brentford. Luckily, I weren't playing in that game because I'd have definitely been looking at myself. But yeah, he's very quick, very direct, got good movement, and you've seen this year in the Championship, he's got the end product, which is the most important thing. It's all well and good getting in them opportunities, but you've got to be able to take them, and he's shown this year that he can mix it in with goals and assists as well.
Chris, there's not many games that you're playing sort of touching 30-degree heat. What as players have you done maybe differently this time to prepare? Or have you had any specific advice from sort of the sports science guys or anything like that?
Yeah, so Tony Strudwick sort of sat down and spoke with us all yesterday, who's obviously the head of performance, and he sort of spoke to us about ways that we can try and sort of go into the game feeling as good as possible. Obviously your normal things, staying hydrated, sort of like ice before the game, just to cool us down, and maybe at half time. So yeah, as the players, we're aware of how hot it's going to be, and I think hydration's the most important thing. But I think we've obviously had that 6-day training camp in Portugal to try and get used to the conditions, and it's going to be hot, going to be humid, but I'm sure as players we've experienced it all before, so hopefully we'll be fine.
And it's going to be more important that when you have the ball, you don't want to cough it up and give it back to them cheaply, because otherwise you're chasing it for long periods.
Yeah, and that's exactly what sort of message we've been given to us, try and look after the ball. We don't want to be chasing the game for 90 minutes, so it is important that when we do work hard to win the ball back, that our quality sort of shines through and we can keep the ball and create chances to win the game. And that's going to be really important tomorrow.
Just take one last question. Training starts in 2 minutes. 3 minutes. One last question.
The manager was telling us earlier, I was speaking to you on the way over about what to expect here, and he told us the example of when he played in Galatasaray with Man United and then got to the airport and it was welcome to hell. Is that the sort of example he gave you? And because that was obviously quite intimidating for you, not that you imagine.
Yeah, I mean, I had that conversation with him about 25 minutes ago, so it was a bit of a shock to the system, sort of hearing that. And obviously, I think that's one extreme. So hopefully, it's not going to be like that. But I'm sure in the next sort of 10 years or so in my football career, I'm going to have them sort of experiences, maybe. So yeah, I think just try and stay as focused as you can on what you can control, because all them sort of factors you can't control. So yeah, if it happens, really.